Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface, Young Ripper, Eric July. I'm afraid I must steal once again your amazing saying, because a woke on woke crime has been perpetrated in some really rather hilarious circumstances, because all it's done is actually shine a light on the fact that the very people that the Hollywood elite are attempting to pander to, which is, of course, the mainstream media, because then they write these fluff pieces about how wonderful and progressive these studios are, they inadvertently attack the very people that they thought had their back. But Hollywood is a fickle mistress, and they've just discovered that it's working against them in this instance. So let's get into the wheres and the what fors and the whys. But yes, thank you, Eric July, for that wonderful saying of woke on woke crime. I do love a woke on woke crime, I must confess. So a couple of days ago, on the 27th of October, this Twitter account, MCU The Direct, which is a large Twitter account, nearly 800,000 subscribers. And as you can see, the best source for Marvel Cinematic Universe news and quality content. The MCU home of The Direct. So, as you can tell, this is a very objective website. I jest. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be very objective takes from this place. However, we must take all serious news with the gravity in which it's presented. And they place this tweet out saying, Eternals, hashtag Eternals, has been review bombed on IMDb, receiving hundreds. Wait, does that say hundreds? I'm not the greatest reader, you know. I do stumble on words. It does say hundreds. Right, okay. Receiving hundreds. Oh, be still. 1-star reviews from users criticizing the movie's Alphabet Plus representation, despite not having watched the movie. Oh my God. Reviews and details. And it goes to a link on their website, which I am not going to use due to the objective nature of this site. But what I am going to do is jump to this. Now, this is the Wayback Machine, and the Wayback Machine tells all. So it can show us exactly how review bombed the Eternals was actually getting, because if you go to IMDb, I sound like Dave Chappelle on The Closer, is like the LBGTQ community. If you go to IMDb now, there's only 2 reviews for the Eternals. So somebody posted the Wayback Machine, thank you. And as you can see, there was 348 1-star, 1 out of 10 reviews. 24.9%. Let's say, just round it up, 25%, a quarter of all the votes. Now, folks, I imagine the majority of you are looking at the screen here. Some of you may not, but if you're not, I ask you to direct your attention to the screen. Because if we just look up slightly, we see that 800 people have voted this 10 out of 10 without, as the Direct has just said, seeing the movie. And that takes up a percentage of 56.8, over twice the amount of your alleged 1-star anti-alphabet community review bombing. However, I don't even have to go to the link, but I'm gonna take it here on a limb that they're not going to discuss. They might have. They're not going to discuss the fact that it was 10 out of 10 review bombed. I mean, that's the review bomb, the 10 out of 10, not the 1 out of 10. That could be a response to the 10 out of 10. You don't know. And you could read some of the comments, and some of the comments might be critical of the alphabet inclusion, the alphabet scene in the film. There is apparently there is a very short, and this is very short according to Marvel, gay sex scene in it. And I imagine that it's nice and short so it can easily be edited out for foreign audiences, because that's, of course, what these virtue signaling studios do. They talk about inclusion and diversity, and they're talking absolute shit. They don't give a toss about that. But when it comes to actual representation in countries that don't gravitate towards the same ideology, they cut them out. They cut them out quite happily, because they would rather have their money than stand by the courage of their own convictions. And this is why we point and laugh at the hypocrisy of Hollywood. Because you grandstand and you lecture and you preach, and you're hypocrites. And you're hypocrites all day long. Gotcha. Now then, let's go to this article. I want to pick up this article from the Metro. And the headline from Sabrina Bra, she wishes. Sabrina Barr is Eternal star Kumail Nanjiani hits back after MCU film is review bombed on IMDb over alphabet representation. Sabrina, it took me 30 seconds, less than, to be honest with you, 30 seconds or less to discover this. And I'm not a journalist. I'm a guy sat in a room which I've converted to an office, surrounded by toys which I think come alive at night and plot my downfall. And I can still do a better job than you in my sleep. Whereas you are meant to look into the accusations and report them. No. Because it's all about sensationalism. Got to get that sensationalism. So Kumail responds to this tweet from MCU Direct. And he says, it looks like we're upsetting the right people. Eternals opens November 5th. Oh, what an unfortunate thing to say. Now, obviously, I could argue the right people he's referring to are actually customers, because these are people who are meant to be the target audience to see the film. So he thinks he's giving it one to the customers, because these people hate the customer. They resent the customer. They despise the customer. They look down on the customer. To us, we're just plebeians to absorb their bullshit, while they, as Gary would say, live their adult pretender life to the maximum. However, nobody looked that this was just relating to 348 people. Absolutely no one. And even this 10 out of 10, I'm not going to try and pretend or fake that these 800 people mean anything whatsoever in the outcome of a film. If you top these two up, you just got barely over 1,000 people having a little bit of an internet spat. My film's great. Your film sucks. It means nothing. However, there is also another website. A website which over the course of the last few years, and in particularly since the release of Captain Marvel, made some major adjustments to how the voting on the site goes, suppressing the actual viewer vote while elevating the customer vote, while elevating the review from the critics' scores, and even lying, making up scores, deleting scores, because it's the critic on Rotten Tomatoes that is correct. It's the critic who you should listen to. Why is it? How many times have we seen in recent time from actors bitching? Why is it we've got a great critical score on Rotten Tomatoes? Sound familiar? Kevin fucking Smith. And yet the review score from the audience is really low. Well, if we go to Rotten Tomatoes, where there isn't even an audience score yet because the film hasn't released, the 105 critical reviews that the film has got so far gives a 61% score on Rotten Tomatoes. And if you click into it and if you go to the top critics and have a look at what they're saying, then the top critic score tends to be just over 50%. So these are your elite Hollywood. These are your absolute ass-kissing, butt-sucking buddies who are meant to support you, who are meant to convince people to go to the cinema and see it. And we've just had, it looks like we're upsetting the right people. Oh my God. No, you made an absolute mountain over nothing because some reactionary website thought that they would try and manipulate some pathetic nothing data into an anti-LGBT, an anti-alphabet community storyline because, of course, the customer are villains, they're plebeians, they're backward, they're bigots, they're racists, they're supremacists. Hollywood is such a fucked up their own ass place. They deserve all this. And then this stupid Hollywood pretender, this absolute fucking moron, decided to jump in on it. And then when he realized he was wrong and what the actual implications were, suddenly he deleted the tweet. And the tweet was gone. It's magic. Maybe the Eternals made it go away. Oh, as I said at the beginning, and once again, thank you, Eric July. I do so love a woke on woke crime. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back, well, tonight with Friday Night Tights, starting sometime this decade. You take care. Bye for now.